What's going on, my dudes? Chensleo11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series. In today's episode, we are playing Jarvan the Fourth, and he's quite a fun jungler. So we are going to be going through all his abilities, obviously, all the runes, and the build currently, and a little bit of a jungle clear early start, some tips and tricks about how to play Jarvan. So if you're new here to the channel, we are going through every single champion in League of Legends, giving you a basic guide on each of them, so you can play whichever champion you like and have a basic understanding of them. So if you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button, and we have plenty more videos to come. So we're getting there. We're getting quite into the number of champions now. It was like 43, I think. We're up to Jarvan. So Jarvan is a little bit of a early game jungler, I'd say. A bit of a diver. Fighter, the tank, if you want to build him that way. And he relies a little bit on the early game. He's not the most late game carry orientated jungle, so you want to be a little bit forward about how you gank in that. So you can't just farm up constantly and just hope to win the game in the late game. You must make sure that you're trying to influence the lanes as best we can. I think I got a pretty good example of that in this game. So quick mention of the starting items. I took the blue, I'm going to call it blue knife, the starting item. You can also go red knife, and the build I will show on the screen is probably going to be the red knife. Blue gives you a bit of slow, and in this particular game, I want to get on top of the Xerath and the Jinx, who are a bit immobile, so that's why I took the blue smite, so I can smite them, get on top so they can't move, rather than the red jungle item, which is a little bit better for 1v1ing. And this gives you a bit more mana sustain as well in the jungle. So we want to start red, then we want to go to chickens. So this clear I'm doing now is a little bit more safe. It's going to be like a semi-full clear, where we're going to go basically full clear, but we're going to skip the Krugs, and we'll get them later, I guess. So we can just leave them for now. So we're going to go red, chickens, wolves, blue, and then into the Gromp. And then hopefully by that time it'll be 3:15, which is when the Scuttle Crab spawns, because you want to contest the Scuttle Crab. Jarvan's pretty good at contesting, so it'll be good to see if we can see the enemy jungler at the Scuttle Crab. So I'll go through the abilities in a moment, but you can kind of get an idea of how I'm clearing. Always when you're clearing jungle camp, start kiting towards the next camp you're heading to. It's just a general jungle tip. But we're quickly going to go through the runes while we clear the jungle. So we've taken Conqueror, Triumph, Legend Alacrity, Coup, and then we go Domination Tree second with Sudden Impact and Relentless Hunter. So Conqueror is great on Jarvan because he's got an auto attack passive already and attack speed. So very, very good synergy with Conqueror. So that's the main rune you're going to be taking. It's the best rune in my opinion. Next, Triumph just is a good all-round rune for divers who are trying to get on the backline and get kills, because you're going to get more health. Attack speed, again, is good for Conqueror on the Legend Alacrity. Coup, I think Coup is good for trying to finish off those low targets. And then Lethality, Magic Pen when you're dashing. Obviously, it's super good with Jarvan's Flag and Drag, which is something I'll explain in a moment. There it is there. Bit of a dash, which is a little bit of a combo you have to learn how to do if you want to play Jarvan. And then you get a bit of movement speed, which is excellent in the jungle. And then the build for today, so we do see the Xerath trying to contest. We do get this, and we see if we can finish him. So the jungler does back him up. I just dodged the stun, or rather he misses it, luckily. Yeah, but so the build we're going to go today is Gore Drinker, Sterix Gauge, and depending on the enemy team comp, you can go the Steel Caps or the Merc Treads. So as you can see there on the screen in the game, Plated Steel Caps will be better against the AD threats, and then the Mercury Treads will be great against the AP threats, plus if they have a lot of CC. So they have, Xerath has got some really hard CC, Jinx has a little bit of hard CC, but it's pretty easy to dodge. Lulu doesn't really have any, so I can't remember what I decided to go in this game, but you can see here now we've backed, we've got our Scuttle Crab. I could try and contest the other Scuttle Crab, but I'm just going to go grab these Krugs just to put them on cooldown as we keep moving through. Keep an eye on the minimap. I don't pan through the map as quick as possible. As much as I should as a jungler, but that's okay. Just try and do a bit better than I do. One thing I want to mention too with the smite is I think I used it on the chickens. It's just whenever you feel you want a bit of... I like to use it on the chickens on the second camp, and that helps me clear a bit quicker. And usually you're a little bit low on health, especially if you start with the blue smite. So we're looking for a gank. As I said, you want to try and be a bit forward thinking when you're trying to gank. As long as, even if you don't get a kill like I did in this situation, you just put a bit of pressure on the enemy bot lane. It allows your team to get farm that they weren't getting. And it looks like the Scuttle Crab wasn't grabbed. I went to check it, and the other enemy jungler has not taken it. And I do have Smite up, and I do have the health advantage. I probably should just turn on him and kill him. But I'll take that first, and then I'll go clean him up. He just flashes on the spot. Excellent flash from the Viego. I think he's going to get out of vision here. Bugger. So anyway, guys, so the build is Gore Drinker, the boots of your choice, and then Sterix Gauge. And then you can go GA or Thornmail. And after you've built the first 3 items, as in boots and the 2 core items, it's game dependent. For example, if there's a massive AD threat who has lifesteal, and in this game will probably be the Jinx, who doesn't really have much lifesteal, but it's a bit of AP threat, and they're going to probably be shooting me while I jump on the back line. Thornmail is probably the best option. So I don't like to buy GA this early, but it is an option if you're you're snowballing hard. So yeah, there's your options. So we're going to get started into the passive. So the passive of Jarvan is called, I'm sorry if I'm going to pronounce these wrong, Martial Cadence. So basically, very simple passive. All it is that Jarvan's basic attacks deal 8% of the target's current health as physical damage. And it has a minimum and a maximum threshold, but the numbers aren't too important. So when you're clearing the AoE camps, be sure to switch around your auto attack so you're getting that passive off more frequently. So if you're taking the chickens, for example, you take the big chicken, then you can cycle it around. If you have the red smite, you'll be doing burn AoE as well after you do the flag and drag, so you'll clear through that quickly. And it just helps you spread your passive, because you can't proc your passive rapidly over and over again, so you have to switch targets. So that's that. Luck's looking for a nice tasty ult, and looks like we're going to try and put pressure on the Xerath after we grab the fruit. But that's basically it. The passive is something that's, as passive should be, just something in the background. It just gives you bonus damage on auto attacks. Well, we ate that. So we get the flag and drag on the flash. Probably didn't need to flash. Yeah, if I didn't flash, I could have probably flashed after him and got the kill. Let's see what happens here. So we get the Conqueror proc. We just go straight after just the tip, the Triumph giving us a little bit of health. Played that pretty bad. If I was even quick, I probably could have ulted as well and done something else. We're going to finish off the Farge and get some boots. So not the best play. And these videos aren't here to show you the best gameplay. They're just here as a little bit of a background, a little bit of something to watch while we go through the champion, which is most importantly while we're here. So that's basically it. That's the passive. Very simple. The next ability is Dragon Strike. It's Jarvan's Q. It's the ability we just got the Q tip on the Xerath, just the tip. Basically, Jarvan extends his lance in a target direction, dealing physical damage and reducing their armor. So this is, if you can land the flag and drag, which is what I'll explain in a moment, and reduce their armor, it's very, very good. So you can see on the Krugs, there's a little shield there with like it's split. That means you've penetrated the Krug's armor. I want to see if I can proc that again. They died, so you can't show you. But keep an eye on that once I use my Q, which is the thrust. You can see the armor, the armor shred that goes on when I use it. Any of those? No. Okay. But that's basically it. The second part of the Q is, which is the important thing. If the lance connects with the E, which is what I'll explain next, there's the armor shred symbol on the red buff. If it connects with the lance, Jarvan dashes to that location and knocks up enemies in his path. Okay, so I'll quickly give a quick mention to the E. You basically put a flag down, but I'll go through it in more detail in a moment. But if you put the flag down and use your Q on top of their E, which is what I've been doing to close the gap and get that CC, you essentially cause the dash, which is excellent, what you need on Jarvan to get on top of the backline as what you are, a diver. Jinx is staying a bit too long. Obviously, didn't respect me for the gank. There it is there. And if you get there, you get the knock up like I did there. Then I used my ultimate on the Lulu, a bit slow on the recast on the ultimate. The Viego was still lurking in the bushes, so we're just going to focus our attention on the Viego. Unfortunately, the ADC gets caught by the tower, but that's okay. We get more kills. Net positive trade for us. 2 for 1 that was. Plus I can push out this lane and get myself some more farm. So when you're playing Jarvan and you're trying to snowball, there was a teleport there from the poppy at the backside. I would recommend being a little bit aggressive. Try and get the kills for yourself and try and pass the lead onto the around the map. So you can see there, I predicted the poppy was going to go over. She cancels my dash with the, I think it's her E, can't quite remember. And then she's going to ult us away, I'm pretty sure. Oh, beautiful. We bursted her with Pantheon there. So that's excellent. So really good. Then we go straight back into the jungle. We could probably get the dragon as well. But my bot lane is like half here and we're backing. So it's like, maybe Maybe we'll clear first, and we'll have a think about it in a moment. But be on the lookout for the dragons. Very important on Jarvan. I ping it for the team there. Because Jarvan is an early game champion, your win condition is to just get the dragons. The best way to counter late game champions as Jarvan is to win the early game. So if there's no late game, then you're in power the whole game, if that makes sense. So pretty good example of this game here. We finish off our Iron Whip, I think it's called. And we are moving through our build quite rapidly as we got a couple kills. CS is not the greatest, but it's not too bad either. We're looking to put some pressure on the bot lane to also get the dragon. We just saw Viego has died to the Teemo, I think it was. So excellent. We got a free dragon, more or less. And looks like Pantheon's got a nice stun. Cop the Lulu ult. So we're going to go in. And here's the flag and drag. As I said with the Q, you get the knock up. I get polymorph. There's that smite. This is why I took the smite in this game, because they don't have many dashes. So when the team doesn't have very many dashes, I think blue smite is better because they can't escape from you. If you slow them, they're finished. They can't run. But if they have dashes and you slow them, they'll just dash away, like a Riven or whatever. Like I think the Viego's got a dash. I'm not too sure. I haven't played much Viego yet. But straight onto the dragon as soon as we get the bot lane prio. So pretty smooth early game. So next we're going to quickly explain the W. So the W is a little bit of a... I don't think I mentioned the max order as well. Quickly just mention that. So you want to max your Q, followed by your E. So your lance stab first, then your E, which is the flag, and then your W last. And the W is the ability we're going to go through now. It's called Golden Aegis. So Jarvan, when you activate it, you cause... I want to see if I use it here. Not there it is there. So there you use the ability, you get yourself a shield, and you slow nearby enemies for 2 seconds. Again, you slow the enemies very good into this game here because they don't have many dashes. The only dash the Lulu had was a flash, and as soon as we blue smited her, she had to flash, otherwise she was dead. So good game to use it. Otherwise, I'd recommend the red smite any other situation. So we're going to get the scuttle crabs. If you can control... Missed the Q there, embarrassing. If you can control the scuttle crabs, you control the game. It's very simple. The gold and experience it gives you plus the vision is absolutely disgusting. So we're going to keep clearing the jungle, and we're going to keep going through the W. I think I mentioned it gives you the shield, and it increases by 1.5% maximum health for each champion that is hit, enemy champion that is hit by the Golden Aegis. So again, with the identity of Jarvan as a diver, you want to dive on the backline, hit your Golden Aegis, get a big shield, slow everyone. And then your team can follow up, do some damage. Clear up this control ward, as we saw it on the scrying orb earlier. Xerath is trying to do some work onto the bot lane with his long-range ultimate. Well, we're just going to shove out his lane, I think. No, I'm not going to tax the Lux. I'm just going to run straight to the Xerath who can't move. Viego is chasing behind. Looks like we're going to turn on Diego and just mop him. Do I land the flag and drag? I do. I just had to ult and he used his ultimate. Sorry, he used his flash. And we'll just clear this mid-wave, push it out. We might have to go help out the Lux as well. I think the Lux was saying... Xerath, he's immobile. If he doesn't have flash, like he just used his flash to engage, he's pretty useless, eh? Look at that. Can't move. Nice ultimate from the Lux. Bit of BM there. I don't know if I did that on purpose. I think I was trying to give the Lux a thumbs up and ended up BMing the Xerath. But we're going to take some plates here. I don't know why the Lux isn't sticking around. Playing it safe. The next ability we are going to go through is the E on Jarvan. It's called Damascian Standard. I was going to say Dominican Standard. It's Damascian Standard. It has a passive and an active. The passive is Jarvan gains bonus attack speed, and then it goes up as you level it. Just a quick aside: when you're clearing when you're playing jungle, just keep an eye on your camps. Try and clear in between doing things as much as you can. And you can see now our farm is starting to pick up a lot, especially because we're taxing the lanes a little bit, which is excellent. But the most important part about the E is the active. So Jarvan throws a Damascian flag at the current location, dealing magic damage to enemies within the area. I think you can also teleport to that. Not that you would take teleport as a jungler, but just keeping that in mind if you have a Jarvan on your team. I'm going to try and counter junk this Viego who's coming in. I think we can get the flag and drag onto both. Excellent. Finish off the Lulu. Oh no, this is a bad... Okay, we got her with a burn, and then we get the couple auto attacks, and then the Poppy's here. Flashed a little bit of a weird flash from myself. Must have had one too many brewskis. That was terrible. Ended up working out okay. We get the kill. Didn't need to flash it all there. I think I still have my ultimate as well. Probably could have just ulted on top. Absolutely murdered the Poppy. But the Jinx is looking to start some trouble. So we're going to go in the bush. I think I'm just going to turn on her because we can burst her out pretty hard, especially with our... I should have altered. I think I ran out of mana. I heard the mana sound going off. But I think the Ashe is going to fix that up anyway. Gave Jinx a 600 gold shutdown, which was terrible. Bad thing to do. I'll quickly finish off explaining the E, but I want to just point out here in the video, I'm having a look at what boots I should go. And this is something with League of Legends that you need to get, if you want to, I can put the build on the screen, but you need to adapt your builds towards the game situation. So I just gave a 600 gold shutdown to the Jinx. And I think that was one of the main reasons why. I just said, you know what, I'll dodge the CC of the Xerath. I don't really need the magic damage. I'll just burst him the magic resist. Jinx is probably going to be their only threat. So let's build some stilted cap boots, whatever the hell they're called. Okay, let's finish off explaining the E. The flag, after you've placed it, you can see it there. It remains on the ground for 8 seconds and it grants sight. And its surrounding area provides an aura. And now this aura provides Jarvan. So remember, it provides Jarvan, as well as his teammates, the bonus attack speed, that portion of this ability. So you get more bonus attack speed when the flag is down. So that's why you see me always putting it down to start off anything. So normally I'd start off the trade or whatever with the E just to get it down, and then try and connect the Q onto the E to get the knock up, and then go from there. So you can see we get the E down, bang, straight on, get the knock up. Nice splash damage using my tail spikes. And we get a couple kills there for our team. Get the Xerath, and our team picks up that. And now we can turn and get the dragon. Zoom in there to show everyone that I'm a boss. But this game is going very smooth. Controlled the early game, double scuttle. You double scuttle and you get an early kill like this, it's lights out on a champion like Jarvan. Especially against the enemy team called perfect game for a Jarvan to shine. So there's I think it's the third dragon. Could be the second. So we're doing excellent. And the last ability we're going to go through is Jarvan's ultimate. The ultimate is called Cataclysm. This ultimate is super cool to use. One of the best ultimates in the game, like looking wise and fun, and like how fun it is to use. And it's really telling. It's one of those ultimates that you can tell Jarvan's just used his ultimate. Basically, Jarvan leaps into the air and he becomes immune to displacements. So it means he can't be CC'd in the jump. On a target enemy location. And he does it actually does a surprising amount of damage as he lands. And when he lands, he creates like a circle terrain, that rock you see me creating. So you just jump up in the air, slam the ground, create that rock around the enemy. So you basically lock people in. In a game, again, where I've mentioned a few times now, where the enemy team has no dashes, like the Xerath, if I lock him into my ultimate, he doesn't have flash, he's dead. He can't get out. So here, against the Viego here, he used his ultimate to get out. I think that's his ultimate. Again, not sure with Viego. And we just burst out the Xerath there with the Gore Drinker just to finish him off. The ultimate is absolutely disgusting. One thing I will say with the ultimate and Jarvan's dashes, which is the EQ or the flag and drag, so E and then Q, try not to use your dash into someone with a dash unless it's the final, unless they've used their dash first, if that makes sense. If you flash, excuse me, I'm getting excited. If you use your dash and they still have a dash, they're just going to get away from you. So try and run up to them first, bait their dash, and then dash back onto them. That's basically what you want to try and do. So in that situation, I probably didn't need to ultimate the Viego. I got a bit happy, got a bit excited, and it cost me because he just got over the wall there. And if that happens in a situation where they get out of the wall, you can recast the ultimate by pushing R again, and it brings the wall down. And you need to be aware about that and be quick about that, because you could block your teammates off, or obviously block yourself because you're in that circle as well. So that's basically it, guys. Super simple champion. Mechanically, he's easy once you get this mechanic down, the flag and drag. And I assure you, after a few minutes practice, it's pretty easy. So again, he gets locked in, he's finished. Can't do much. And again, we get the Scuttle Crab. This game is pretty much over. It's absolutely lights out. 20 minutes. The enemy team's got to surrender here. And that's it, guys. That's all his abilities. That's Jarvan. Very simple early game champion. Pretty good game. Nice early game. But anyway, guys, I think we got... who we got next game? We got Jax, another one of my favourite top laners. So anyway, guys, be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave comments down below. What do you think you would do differently in this game, build-wise, etc. And thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.